it seemed that Tim Kelly was an offensive coordinator partially, but that Bill O'Brien was still calling the shots. Once Bill O'Brien officially becomes a general manager, and it was all kind of done ad hoc at the beginning of training camp last year, I don't think it's possible or advisable or anything one bit desirable to have Bill O'Brien be both the general manager, the head coach, and the play caller. And everybody knows that. I'm still not comfortable with the way everything has happened. I'm not comfortable with the fact that, okay, you named Tim Kelly the offensive coordinator last year, and it felt like almost a move just to placate people that were calling for Bill O'Brien to get an offensive coordinator. Now he spends a year as a quasi-offensive coordinator, and for whatever reason, Bill O'Brien didn't trust him to do it last year. I don't know. I don't necessarily know what's changed this year.
Yeah.
So I'm not I'm comfortable with the setup, but we still don't know anything about Tim Kelly, the offensive coordinator.
No, we don't. We don't. I think just in a vacuum, I think if you had just taken anybody's name and put it in there other than Bill O'Brien and saying so-and-so is going to be calling plays this year, I think that makes people happy because, like you said, especially once that title gets affixed to you, if you have the title of general manager, head coach, and everybody knows you're also the play caller, you're almost setting yourself up for the reason why, if you fail, people are just going to immediately point to you had too much on your plate, man.
Yeah.
You're almost. It's almost like a lightning rod for criticism to have that many jobs once you get that general manager title. One more from O'Brien, and this may speak to some of what your concern is, Seth. What changes now for O'Brien with Tim Kelly calling plays?
I don't think it changes it too much. I think that one of the bigger changes would be between series. You know, I've spent a lot of time with Deshaun and Tim on the offensive line, the running backs, the tight ends, wide receivers on the bench there before we go out for the next series. I think, I'm not going to do probably as much of that. I think I'll do more about, being able to focus on the whole game, how the game's being played, things like that. But I don't think it changes it too much.
So he doesn't think it's going to change very much. It sounds to me like more of a delegator CEO structure, which makes sense.
But I feel like it changes a lot, right?
Right.
It's a kind of a throwaway answer there, but I don't know if that's just a throwaway answer or he's trying not to give away too much. I hope that he doesn't genuinely believe it won't change that much, because I think what you always worry about with Bill O'Brien is he's so adept at amassing control that he might not see his own weaknesses or his own blind spots, and it's some of them at times where when his back is to the defense because he's focused on the offense, he's missing out on the game management side of things. And Mike McCarthy went through that same thing in Green Bay. Remember when Mike McCarthy stepped away from the offense for a little while, and because he'd lost Mike McCarthy after they blew that NFC Championship game where they had the lead after the first half. He did a horrible job of game management in the second half. And after that year, he said, okay, I'm going to step away from the offense and I'm going to start paying attention to the game more. And then the offense kind of went to pot and everything unraveled out of control. It's a bigger deal than maybe even Bill O'Brien knows.
Is your concern that he's not going to be able to do that?
It's my concern that he's going to be a guy who wants to delegate or knows he needs to delegate, but that swoops in at the last moment and micromanages, which is the worst kind of micromanager. You either got to be all in on micromanaging or not. He physically can't micromanage right now because he's got too many jobs.
Yeah.
Do you genuinely trust Tim Kelly to be the offensive coordinator and allow him to do his job? Or is it going to be, Tim Kelly's the offensive coordinator until I feel like changing something up, and then all of a sudden you're back to square one. So that's where I'm not pessimistic about it, but I'm going to wait and see and watch how he handles all of it.
They've got two guys now at coordinator, and I don't know much about Tim Kelly. I know way more about Anthony Weaver, and I'm excited about Anthony Weaver being the defensive coordinator. He's delegating to two guys who have not done this before. He's delegating to two coordinators who are first-time NFL coordinators, which is at the very least incredibly intriguing.
Well, at least in name, Tim Kelly was the offensive coordinator last year.
Play calling.
Yeah.
Play calling.